All right, so one thing is, right now you're working with your mother. Or you are you still working with your mother?
Yeah, I'm doing the Glass Menagerie in Toronto at the Royal Alex, which is a theater that I've wanted to work in since I was a kid. It's one of the most beautiful theaters in the world, and we're doing, I don't know if I said it, we're doing a production of the Glass Menagerie, which is a really interesting play for a mother and a son to do, and we've had a great time.
So it's enjoyable to be working with her.
It's been fantastic, and you know, with our schedules the way they are, her working a lot, this was one of the few ways that we could actually spend 3.5, 4 months together, and so it's been fantastic.
Now, there was something that your mother actually was kind of wild as she was growing up, but there was like...
She wasn't necessarily wild, she was very politically active.
Politically active.
Yeah.
So do you think you take after her in that respect at all? Or what do you think?
We share very similar political ideals, but no, she organized, she was out there in the trenches. I mean, after the Watts riots in Los Angeles, she organized breakfast programs through the Black Panther Party to try and help feed children that were living in the ghetto and get them fed before they went to school. Started helping rebuild schools. I mean, she did a lot of very, very important and very good work in the late 60s, early 70s. Very wonderful.
What about, would you ever want to direct your father? Is that something that you hope to do?
I don't know about directing. I certainly want to work with him as an actor. We've been talking about that for 10 years. Unlike a play, you know, we're only really going to do one film together. You know, I think that if you do a few, then they kind of become like a serial, and it trivializes that. And so it's been very difficult for us to find the one thing that we say, okay, this is perfect, this is the one. Let's go make this. You know, but we will. I mean, we will someday. We'll find it.
We were in a film together, but never in the same scene.
Never in the same scene. No.
Also, there's something else that I wanted to ask you. Your name. I never knew this about you. You actually have like 7 names.
Yeah. I think my father had a lot of debts. I think he walked around telling people he was going to, I can't pay you now, but I'll name my first son after you. So, my name is Kiefer William Frederick Dempsey George Rufus Sutherland. And it's only on one piece of identification. Well, it's on 2 pieces of identification, my birth certificate and my green card.
I thought maybe they just had a difficult time like making up the names. So they
No.
decided like we'll go for first, second, third, fourth.
No.
What about marriage? How has that changed you, you think, this time?
Well, I mean, it's not so much marriage has changed me. I'm really, really in love with my wife. And that's changed me. I mean, my life, not work or anything like that, but my life, is in the happiest place I've ever been that I can ever remember. And that's largely due to my wife, Kelly. And it's, I don't even know how to describe it, but it's changed me, I would think, in almost every possible way, in the sense I look at things differently, you know. I plan things differently. I plan for 2 instead of 1, you know. Or, you know, she has 2 sons and I have a daughter, so 5. But it's just been, it's the best thing that's happened.
So how does that work out, the whole step family, like the extended family, is that?
Well, you know, she had her 2 sons and I had my daughter, and we kind of put them in the yard together and held our breath, and then I think Sarah picked up a toy and they all started playing together, and it was like, oh, thank God, they're going to get along. And, you know, there's nothing, you just kind of have to sit and watch it happen and see where it goes. And so far everything's been going really well.